Zapto, everybody. Michael here, and today we've got a review on the FeiyuTech Vimble 2S. Here it is. This is how I got it. It was inside a regular Amazon box, and when I opened it up, it was wrapped in this plastic that said Zapto. This thing is taped up pretty well, and the plastic protective layer is pretty thick, actually. I'm going to peel it open and couldn't get it open and had to actually get a knife, slice it all up, and here we go. We've got the Vimble box out of the protective plastic coating, and right on top, Zapto. There's a little piece of felt screen wipe taped to the packaging. I'm going to go ahead and peel that off here real quick and stumble over my words and then kind of try to do a little quick retake. But it's, standard lens cleaning material inside the Ziploc bag. It'll be something that I'll probably use until it gets dirty and then just toss it and replace it with another. But until then, it'll stay inside the Ziploc bag. That way it stays nice and clean until I need it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just give that a little feel, soft as normal, and shove it back in, and let's get on to the review. So again, this is the Vimble 2S. It is, let's get back to that real quick. That says cell phone not included. Yes, I am doing a voiceover and will stumble across my words just a little bit. But yeah, they put the little disclaimer there that you don't get the cell phone with the Vimble. As you probably know, there would be somebody out there upset that they didn't get a smartphone because they saw it on the packaging. I'm going to go ahead and tear this open, and we're going to slide out the inner styrofoam. This styrofoam is pretty compact and dense. It's nothing like that you would see on any kind of igloo cooler. This stuff is actually pretty amazing and looks like it'll probably stand up to, a good couple of years of use. Probably a good couple of years of regular use. Now, it came with this little card, this envelope. I tear it open, and it's got just a little bit of information in it. Nothing else in the envelope, just a little quick hello. Now, FeiyuTech is trying to recruit some influencers, and this is their little welcome we want you card. Here's the quick start guide. It comes with all the instructions that you'll need to get started and a QR code to get the app for Android or iPhone onto your cellular digital device. That way your phone can communicate with the Vimble. And yeah, here's your little warranty card. Fill it out, send it away, and you're good to go. Now let's go ahead and get this package open and see what it looks like. Again, I'm just admiring the styrofoam. It's not too often that you see styrofoam that's like, I don't know, professional quality. I just wouldn't even know what to call it. Now, here it is inside the packaging. That's it in all of its glory. There's not much to it. You've got the Vimble, you've got a little cardboard box here, and what's inside of this are all the USB attachments that you'll need. You've got your standard USB to micro USB, and then a whole little baggie full of all the different connectors that you'll need. And my guess is that this is going to be what you would plug your cell phone into the Vimble itself to either charge your phone, charge the Vimble, and probably utilize the control without using Bluetooth. And this is the tripod. It's actually pretty sturdy. I mean, I wouldn't try to intentionally bend the legs past where they'll go, but it'll definitely hold the Vimble while sitting out anywhere. You can see that those legs spread out pretty far apart. We're going to just go ahead and set the tripod off to the side, and we'll take the Vimble out of the styrofoam. Now this has got some locking mechanisms in it to keep it from bouncing all over the place when you take it out of the packaging. Before you turn your Vimble on, you've actually got to disengage the locks that are holding everything in place, and it's really just kind of a little firm push past the locking mechanism. And here I am turning it on while the locks are still engaged. It's got little, the lights on there telling you what it's going to do. And I'm able to, because the lock's still engaged, I can just kind of rotate it around a little bit with the joystick on the front. And here I am just messing with it, trying to understand how this is working. It's my first Vimble / gimbal. And I do believe that this will probably have a good standing in the market. My only concern would be that this phone holder here, even though the springs are tight, it's pretty shallow. And their recommendation is that you take your phone out of the protective case to mount it onto the Vimble. I don't know if I like that. See, I've got a Note 9. I paid cash for it and it's mine. It's in a protective case because I can't afford to buy another Note 9 if I break it. And so a thing I would be concerned about is that my phone needs to stay in the case when on this. So when I utilize this Vimble later, I'm going to use my old S5. It still works. I still use it. That's actually what you're seeing video right now is being videoed with the S5. My Note 9 is just sitting off to the side. The S5 fits into the little mount above my desk pretty well, giving me pretty good image quality. It records in 4K. But here we go, just messing with the power button, trying to get it to connect to the Note. It's not going to because I don't have the app installed just at this time. And as I just piddle around with this for a second, soon we're going to be switching over to using the Vimble down my street. My wife and I are going to be on the one wheel and the one wheel pint. And I'll just be riding up and down the street using the Vimble to kind of just show you how the image stabilization works. Now this I'm pretty impressed with. When I hand hold my phone or hand hold my little action cameras, they're pretty shaky. And as you can tell here, there's not much shake at all. You can't see my hands shake. You can't see that kind of movement going on. And this seems to, it's not tracking me, it's tracking its position relative to my last location. So as I go to move my arm around to different angles, the Vimble stays tracking in the same space and time. Yeah, if that makes any sense. It just kind of tracks your last location. It's not that it's tracking an object, it's tracking the last position. So here's my wife. I'm going downhill quicker than she is, and here I go, I turn around, and the Vimble, I had my arm behind me, and then as I turned, I brought my arm back in front of me. The Vimble kind of just really tracked the position very well. This is me using the joystick to figure out how to operate it, because it's got a joystick and a little trigger on it. The joystick is to give you left, right, up and down controls, and then the trigger, when you push that, it actually gets the camera back to a central point lined up with the stick. And here's just a little bit of video of the stabilization that the Vimble provides for the S5 is very impressive. You can see the movements that you do see, the up, down, and left, right movements. Those are me using the joystick. And my impression would be that if you're going to record anything and use the joystick, those movements would be edited out and you would just do little jump cuts. And I didn't put jump cuts in this, but I mean, there's some. That's just because I had to edit out blank space. But you could put the jump cuts in and you wouldn't see the movements. It would just go from one frame to the other. Here's me trying to spin the Vimble around. My wife's about ready to fall off the pint, and I'm telling her to jump. It recorded me. It didn't record her. It was kind of funny. Unfortunately, none of it was caught on film. Now, that's my wife's first day out on the pint. It's not a hard vehicle to learn how to ride. And this right there, did you see that shake? Okay, so that is me trying to turn the camera further than the Vimble will allow, because the motor, it's got a max tilting radius of 320 degrees, max rolling range of 320 degrees, max panning range of 320 degrees, theory battery life 12 hours. I don't know about that. Okay, so as I'm driving this and it's trying to track the last position, and then I need it to go further because I've now gone past where it can go, it doesn't spin back around on its own. The motor kind of just jams up and makes this weird vibration until you make it go the other way. And this is just a learning process. So I'm under the impression if I use this every single day, I would be able to work out those bugs and I wouldn't get any of those kind of strange vibrations. I left it in just to see that It's not a perfect system. Obviously, the thing can't go 360 degrees. It can't just keep rotating around and around, which I don't see why not. There's lots of things that um, have 360-degree motion without any kind of need for stopping. Um, that little zip that you see me go, I was probably doing about 16 miles an hour on my one wheel and just going through the parking lot, trying to get used to the controls on this Vimble. I don't mind them at all. It really, it's not hard to use. It's not hard to figure out. Once you get the camera where you want, it kind of really just does what it's supposed to do. It just stays in the same spot, in spite of you moving. So there's me trying to get it to go past where it would allow. The screen just kind of vibrates. It's actually kind of a neat effect if it was intentional, but all those were not. Again, just going on the parking lot, you can see that the movements that are drastic that you see are me just repositioning my body and messing with the controls, wanting to see how really they work completely. But as far as staying stable, you see that when I do stop moving the camera, that the image is like it's glass. Again, this is being recorded on a Samsung S5, and I mean, I think the video quality of the S5 is great. I think that this Vimble is really doing a good job. Would I use it for riding the one wheel? No. I move around too much on it. But for walking through the park, vlogging, or this has a tracking mode where you can make it track a target. So you set the tripod up, you put the Vimble down, and then you can walk around and it'll track you. Excellent for that. So there will probably be times that I'll set the camera up on the ground and just kind of ride past it and just let the camera follow me. And those will be times that this will be useful for me. But as far as just riding the one wheel and trying to record myself, the one wheel requires so much attention that I wouldn't be able to use the joystick and let this thing do what it's supposed to do and get any kind of usable video. I currently use the GoPro 360 Max, and that really just captures everything, and then I can just put in my keyframes. But the Vimble, I'm impressed. This is my first use with a gimbal style tool, and I do think that I'm going to find quite a bit of use for it. My only concern would be those weird vibrations when you push past the motor, which is just something part of the learning curve that you'll have to get used to. Alright guys, that was my review on the FeiyuTech Vimble. I hope I showed you that it's definitely a usable product, and if it's something that you need, I would highly recommend taking a look at it. Ciao.